Okay, so yes, one of the arguments raised for the underdevelopment of Africa or sub-Saharan African countries is the resource argument. The resource argument suggests that although Africa has a lot of resources, some of these resources were depleted and taken away by European forces during the colonial era. But whilst a lot of experts will believe this is true and that, yes, it is true that some of these resources were taken away during the colonial period, there is a counter-argument that suggests that there is still an enormous amount of resources still available to the African nations today. And I believe that that's true, that if you go to any African country, you will still see evidence of forest resources. You will still see that the rainfall is in abundance. But in addition to that, natural resources such as gold, diamond, bauxite, copper, and petroleum products are still there. So all these resources continue to be in the African continent. Why are still arguments being made that, oh, one of the reasons why Africa is underdeveloped is because these resources were taken away? If you look at the argument again, although some of that, some of the resources were taken by the Europeans during the colonial period, the amount that is still left can still propel Africa to develop if care is taken. So I don't believe that the whole idea of, oh, the Europeans have taken everything away, that's why Europe is much more developed. There's no strong argument for that, because if the Europeans had taken all these resources away, but they were not able to have strong leadership to develop their own country, then the impact of those resources that were taken from Africa will be very, very little. What is a better way to look at the future for Africa? Well, the government of African countries have to step up and look more into their own countries to see what can they do with the current resources that they have. How do they turn around the resources that they have to make them much more beneficial to their own nations? Petroleum has been discovered in Ghana not too long ago. How will the income coming from this resource benefit the country? What plans have the government put in place to ensure that they also look like Singapore, United Arab Emirates, UK in the next 10-20 years? If that is not being done right now, then this could also explain the reason why Africa continues to be underdeveloped. We have to stop pointing fingers at other people. We have to stop blaming other people and look at the resources we have and see how we can develop the continent from inside out.